Okay, we're back again. This time with the intermediate gray Brahman bull. This is the first class of the intermediate gray Brahman bull. First class of the intermediate gray Brahman bulls here at the Brazos Valley Livestock Show. Jordan, glad you are with us again. Mandy, thanks for joining back in. Mandy, we miss you and Asa. We wish you were here. Tell Asa hi. I think Asa should have her own Facebook page, Mandy. I think that would be awesome. Waiting for one more entry here in this gray. And Paul, you are back watching us. You are in Iraq. We hope you're staying safe. Glad we can do this for you guys. Misty, glad you can join us. Garrett, glad you're joining us. Okay, catching up on a little paperwork here, but it looks like the judge is making some decisions. Looks like he has chosen Jeremy Lowen with Mr. L. Charlton Heston, 30, and that is sired by Miss JDH Navasota Manso. That's what's going to be first out of this class. That's 4L. That's Jeremy Lowen. Then second, it looks like we're going to have the 4D Cattle Company entry. Mr. SNS Pecos, 344/7, sired by JDH Saxon. JDH Saxon Manso, 824/4. That looks like what's going to be our second place. So we have 4L cattle in first, showing a JDH Navasota Manso son. 4D cattle, showing a JDH Saxon Manso son. That's Mr. SNS, that's Satterfield Ranch, Pecos, 344/7. That's their breeding. Looks like in third, we're gonna have Rebel Ranch. And that is a Moreno, Mr. Fuego, 717, and again sired by Mr. Fontenot 333. Mr. Fontenot 333 was a Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo International Grand Champion. Judge still making up his mind. He could still change something, so you know things could change.
Very nice class, great round bull. We'll start off with the bull just to get slight bull. Not an internal dimension, not the heaviest muscle bull in the class by any means. Very structured, correct, big sided bull, strong over the top. This bull shows a lot of great character. Our second place bull probably is the heaviest muscle bull in the class. Real long-sided bull. Bull that doesn't have the quite depth of body or spring of ribs that our first place bull does. But bull that tries out the second stage, nice sheep. Real natural looks to me. She didn't quite have that overall internal dimension depth side as our first place bull does. Big powerhouse bull. Third place, long-sided bull, a lot of internal dimension. Real nice bull. When you look at it from the profile, a lot of lifting hooks to the intro level, clean sheep bull. I just have no problem with him. Put him in motion with some high wheels, just doesn't get around the ring extremely easily, as our first two bulls do. We'll go ahead and get out to the fourth place bull. We started to sacrifice a little bit of weight for the age, a little natural thickness.
Thank you. We agree. We think these are really top quality animals.
Very nice massive great Brahman bulls. Thank you.
Some great Brahman cattle showing here at the Bluebonnet Kickoff Classic, Brazos Valley Expo Center. Glad to be here.
781, German North. Second place, 780, Ruby Kelly. Third place is 779, Trevor Warner. Fourth place is 782, Trevor Brahman. Fifth place is 784, Alice Warner. Sixth place is 787, Dr. Livestock Roaches. Seventh place.
Marcus, thanks for joining us. Where are you watching from today? Okay, we have Alyssa Doucet walking in with an RWT Mr. Paul 753 son. Looks like Adeline is on the stick for Valenta cattle. Mr. JMB 140/7. That's a Plus S Larry Manso son. Grace McCall is showing a Mr. V8 207/8 sired by JDH Cannon Manso.
Our triplet here, class 32.
Misty, you'll be liking that we're seeing Michael's back. Sorry about that. Michael's showing something for Ken Ramsey.
796, Valenta California. Number 790.
Big class here.
This is number 791. This is number 794. Ken Ramsey and Terry Bradshaw. This is number 797. Woody Gallagher. This is number 792. Keith Short. Goodbye.
We're not 100% sure if they're all walking in order. I know Misty Michael's looking great, showing for Ken Ramsey and the Terry Bradshaw range. So soon we'll be able to get a little further away from these animals as they walk, and we'll be able to see what the judges seeing. Really glad you guys are joining us on Facebook Live. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know what you think about the cattle, and let us know where you're watching from.
We all will have to play in.
Rachel, glad you could join us again. We miss you. You're there in Amarillo. Well, we're here at Brazos Valley. We sure do miss you. Iran, thanks for jumping back in. Iran is, I believe, in Merida. Merida, Mexico. Dr. Craig Fontenot, the judge, looking at feet and legs, of course. Good judge, looking at the structure of the animals, making his decisions. Nice, good gray Brahman bull class here. Iran, what do you think? Are you enjoying watching the show? promise I will move if I get in the way. Wonderful set of bulls here. Alrighty. Let us know which ones you like. If you were the judge, who would you pick? Brian, thanks for joining us again. We're here in the gray intermediate bull division. This is one of the intermediate bull classes. Very large class. We're here at the Bluebonnet Kickoff Classic, our second largest show of the year for the Brahmins. And Misty is going to say, I knew Misty would probably pick that dark bull being led by Michael Joyce. Yeah, that's probably would be Misty's favorite. And it looks like he's just making a little circle, getting himself a little bit better situated so the judge can see him. Rick, glad you are watching us. Notice these showmen get their animals set, hoping they have their animals set up appropriately, knowing their job. Here's some amazing Brahman cattle. Looks like the judge pulled 792, a Schulte entry. Mr. SCC Ombre 135/7, sired by Mr. SCC Studley 75/3. Lindsay Wilder, thanks for joining us. Wish you were here, girl. Alrighty, so it looks like the judge has picked his top pick. Now, of course, he can always change that. But it looks like it is Mr. SCC Ombre, 135/7. Really nice bull there. Sired by Mr. SCC Studley, 75/3. That is a Schulte Cattle Company entry. Judge is sorting through the rest of this very large class. Judd Colors, glad to have you here. Heritage Cattle Company. We are excited that Judd will be the judge for the national show there at the State Fair of Texas in 2018. Y'all make sure you come and see the National Brahman Show that Judd Colors of Heritage Cattle Company will be judging this year. Pretty excited about that. Too bad Judd can't be here, but I'm sure he is super busy and maybe he will stop by later. Looks like the judge is making a second place decision. Looks like that second place decision that this judge chose, that Craig Fontenot, Dr. Craig Fontenot chose, was 4D Cattle Company, Mr. 4D Darby, 101/7, sired by JDH Sanderson Manso, 923/1. Third in the class, it looks like will be Alyssa with RWT, Mr. Alexo Paul. RWT, Mr. Paul 753 is the sire of that one. Big class here. Looks like in fourth we have had to check that out, make sure we had who we had there in fourth. Looks like we have Grace McCall, Mr. V8 207/8. That's sired by JDH Cannon Manso. Hope you guys are enjoying. Raul Castillo, hola, ¿cómo estás? Glad he could join us. He's in Nicaragua. Glad you guys can be here and watch the show with us. Wish you were actually here in person. But if you can't be, I guess this Facebook Live is the next best thing. We are in the Gray Brahman Bull Intermediate Division. Dr. Craig Fontenot is the judge. Super glad to be here, guys, at the Brazos County Expo Center at the Bluebonnet Kickoff classes. Bluebonnet Kickoff.
Variation class of great Brahman bulls. We'll go ahead and start with this combination bull, three, the structure, correctness, performance, and all. One of the heaviest muscle bull in the class. The first round is a little hard, Frank's a little cold, I want to moderate him just a bit. Good walking travel, good set of days, good angle to his sheath, a lot of internal dimension, a lot of base width. Just a combination bull in the class for me today. Follow up with the second place bull, another heavy muscle bull. It just doesn't have the overall length of side. The bull just shows off great character, trying to big set of feet legs, just a lot of natural fitness base with some in the end. Third place bull is just a real long-sided bull. I'll be the first man to get down the natural fitness that our first two place bulls does. A very structured, correct bull, long-sided bull, real weak in the part here. Just very well overall put together bull. Bull that was fourth and wouldn't have been third when hands long. Bull that shows just a lot of natural fitness. Can't take quite out of their overall depth of rig. They might seem a little strong and hard here compared to the bull right level. The bull trials are a good set of feet and legs, real nice tight sheath, also very good individual. So go ahead and drop the class, go ahead and time with natural performance, or get structure correctness and some of the problems and causes today compared to our bulls of overall very nice class bulls. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. The children's class 32, first place. Second place is 797 Woody Cattle Company. Third place is 790 Grace McCall. Fourth place is 798 Blessed is Safe. Fifth place is 794 Ken Ramsey and Gary Bradford. Sixth place is 793 Ethan Tilton. Seventh place.
Getting ready to go into our next
796
intermediate division class of the Gray Brahman Bulls.
33.
Carlos Garrett, glad you could be here, even if you're not here in Bryan College Station area. Glad you could be online watching us. Awesome. Glad you could tune in for this intermediate class. Okay, that last intermediate class was rather large. This one looks just a smidgy smaller. We have 2 entries in this class. Callie Felkman Johnson showing a JDH Mr. Manso 315/1. That is a JDH Mr. Manso 638 son. And then we have IS Ranch. That's Bethlehem Bishop showing IS Mr. Crimson 130. IS Mr. I'm going to ask someone how to say that. The sire's name. She's winning the class.
Deep side bowl. We'll ran the second place bowl, make this meeting have a little more natural thing this time. This doesn't have the overall structure of bring this team and doesn't have no strong speed as our first place bowl does. Very nice individuals. Thank you.
Our results for class 33. First place, leader 2 is Brahman. Second place is 801. Moving on to class 34. 806, Kelsey Fontenot. 805, Bullseye Ranch. 808, Ellen Farmer Ranch. 809, Jamie Hudson. 804, Dave Ranch. 807, Sidney Thompson.
And Misty Joyce, we are getting ready to find out for you who the judge is for the junior show. Don't forget, folks, we are going to have, after this open bull show here at BLUEBONNET Kickoff Classic, we are going to have the junior show. That'll be the showmanship, followed by the junior bull show. And there will be another judge for that. So we are still here at the open Brahman Bull Show here at the BLUEBONNET Kickoff Classic. We are showing intermediate gray Brahman bulls at this moment. Intermediate gray Brahman bulls are showing. We have Kelsey Fontenot showing with Mr. Circle F, 75/17. That's a JDH Martin son. Bullseye Ranch is showing the Mr. BER Hoss 479. That's a Mr. BER Cash 336 son. Collins Brahman Ranch is showing Mr. CBR Jimmy 632/7. Sired by JSH Mr. Tesh Manso. Then we have the JD Hudgens entry. And our judge, Dr. Craig Fontenot, is standing right here, looking at the cattle, making the decisions. So there right in front of us, as I was saying, is a J.D. Hudgens entry. That is J.D.H. Benelli DeManso 339. That is sired by Woodson. That is a J.D.H. Woodson son. Then we have a Mr. V8 160/8, sired by Mr. V8 458/7. That's Brandon CUTRER on the lead, followed by Mr. J.B. Constance 117. That's a Maddox son, Mr. H. Maddox. And we are thinking that Paul is probably watching us there in Iran or Iraq. I think he's in Iraq. Not sure where he was. Paul was telling us where he was earlier. He's in Iraq. Paul is in Iraq, working and getting to watch us. So hopefully, Paul, you are watching us and getting to watch your bull show. Oh yay, Paul is getting to watch. The lovely Alyssa Toussey showing your bull. And you're in Iraq. Sorry about that. You are in Iraq, and I'm sure you are probably working hard. Some great cattle. Your bull looks great, Paul. Looks really, really good. Tough, tough class here in the intermediate gray Brahman bulls.
We'd like to take time out and thank our help here in the ring.
You're sort of right on that one, Paul. He is kind of a quiet bull. He just wanted to kind of not really go very far. Looking good though. That's Paul's bull right there in the intermediate Brahman bull class here at the kickoff. We have the V8 entry, Hudgens, Collins Brahman, Bullseye Ranch, and Circle F, if I am right on the brand on this one. Charity, thanks for joining us. It was a very tough class, Paul. We agree. It was a really tough class. Might be one of the toughest ones of the day. Looks like the V8 bull is pulled into first place. That's Mr. V8 160/8, sired by Mr. V8 458/7. Followed by the very stylish Bullseye Ranch bull, Mr. B.E.R. Haas 479. That's a Mr. B.E.R. Cash 336 son. Judge is still making his decision. He always has the opportunity to make a change. He's looking at his first place and second place choice. And as we said, he always has that opportunity to make a change. So he has made the change. He has chosen the Bullseye Ranch bull, the Mr. B.E.R. Haas 479 as first. Looks like he's putting the V8 bull in second. We're going to be following up with a Hudgens bull. That's a Woodson son. And again, he can always make a change. It is the judge's prerogative. Super hard class here.
Very nice class, great bulls in here.
And it looks like he's going to let them stand as they are.
Real long-sided bull, just travels in the mid-center still edge. Real long, long, and row class with second place bull, probably the heaviest muscle bull in the class. Just not quite as long sided as our first place, but quite the high appeal. We look at it from hooks and pins. Good bull that just has a tremendous amount of volume and fitness from end to end. Our third place bull, another bull that's really heavy muscle, stout with a good set of feet and legs, real tight sheet. Maybe like to go ahead and strengthen him up right behind the number, level him off on the top, especially with hooks and pins, and have to put him in motion. Prepare to have bulls in front of him. Our fourth place bull, another bull that's extremely heavy muscle bull, real deep sided bull. Maybe like to just go ahead and clean his bull sheath up from running higher than the class level. We'll start off with 4 very powerful individuals to start the class. When we get down to the bottom of the class, we just don't have the overall natural thickness or depth of body to go any higher in the class compared to the bulls above. Very impressive class of gray bulls. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Results in class 34, first place. Entry number 505, Bullseye Range. Second place, entry 804, Big Range. Third place, 809, Big Legend. Fourth place, 808, Others Front. Fifth place, 807, 70 Commons. Sixth place, entry 806, Kelsey Fire.
Emily Otto and Paul Canick, thanks for joining us. Emily, we wish you could be here. And Paul, I am guessing you are in Louisiana. Ryan Salinas, thanks for joining us. We are finishing up the intermediate division. This is the intermediate Gray Brahman Bull Drive here at the Blue Bonnet Kickoff Classic. Intermediate Gray Brahman Bull Drive.
792, class 33. We have entry number 802, IS Ranch. Class 34, with a field back, Bullseye Range.
So coming in for this drive, we have Jeremy Lowen, 4L, with Mr. L. Charlton Heston. That's sired by JDH Navasota Manso, 55/1. Then in that second class, we have, you go get some sleep, Paul. You're over there. It's probably the middle of the night there. Okay, in the second class, we had a Schulte Cattle Company entry, Mr. SCH Ombre, 135/7. That's Mr. SCC Studley, 75/3. Then in that third class, we had the IS Ranch entry. IS Ranch, that's IS Mr. Crimson 130. We're going to learn how to say his sire's name. And then we have Mr. BER Haas. Mr. BER Haas, 479. That is a Mr. BER Cash 336 son. So getting ready to have the judge make the decisions here out of these 4 bulls for our champion of the division. Champion of the division is getting ready to be chosen. Okay, so the name that I was stumbling over is the bull being led by Bethlyn Bishop. That's a IS Mr. Kosciuszko son. So sorry about that earlier, had a little trouble with the sire's name on that. So again, judge making the decision, intermediate division drive. Brahman Turtle Girls hard at work.
Division drive. Bulls that strap out a good 17 legs, not a natural with these two. Just a piece of economy now from ground to pasture, and I think they'll work for you. There's one in here that kind of excels to look at the total performance and high appeal. Show bull, I'm going to go ahead and use the bull from last class for our division.
Looks like we are going to have a Bullseye Ranch champion, Mr. BER Haas, 479. That means that the V8 bull is going to be moving in, and it looks like he has made his decision and the V8 Bull will be reserve champion. So congratulations. Going to jump off here in the intermediate and get ready to move over to the Junior Red Bull.